Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Analyst, Will Howard can win with Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected Will Howard with the 185th overall pick in the 6th round of the 2025 NFL Draft, possibly selecting the quarterback of the future for the Steelers. Opinions on Howard have been mixed, with some citing a strong arm and others pointing towards turnover tendencies with the national champion winning quarterback. One analyst who had mostly positive views on Howard is The Athletic's Jeff Howe, who made sure to note that the team surrounding him could be a large contributor to his success. In an article ranking each drafted quarterback on their chance of succeeding in the NFL, Howe listed Howard fifth despite overall optimism for him. Howard played his best ball in the college football playoff to lead Ohio State to the national championship, so he's got the requisite moxie to play for a proud Steelers franchise against a grueling AFC North schedule. Howe wrote. At 6'4" and 236 pounds, Howard also has plus size to play in that tough division. The Steelers want to run the ball and play strong defense, taking as much off their quarterback's shoulders as possible. With wideout DK Metcalf, tight end Pat Freiermuth and receiver George Pickens, unless he's traded, Howard will have weapons, and the offensive line has improved. It was not all positive, however. Howe made sure to point out possible issues with Howard's rise in the NFL. While Howard was great down the stretch, he was playing on easy mode for the most talented team in the nation. It's not always clear how much credit a college quarterback deserves under those circumstances. Howe wrote. With the overall positivity for Howard, it will be interesting to see if he can compete at the next level despite his low draft position. If the Steelers do not sign Aaron Rodgers, the possibility of him leading the team in the future is high, and with that comes immense pressure. The Pittsburgh Steelers' 2025 NFL Draft was cinematic. It was full of suspense, precision, and just enough misdirection to keep fans and analysts on their toes. Head coach Mike Tomlin and GM Omar Khan ran the show like seasoned directors. They never dodged media questions while never revealing too much. Their confidence was calm, their plan clear. And the result? A draft class built with purpose. NFL analyst and draft expert Warren Sharp took notice. In his breakdown of draft performances across the league, Sharp ranked the Steelers 8th overall in best value and a strong 6th in value through the first 5 rounds. That recognition from someone who lives and breathes analytics only reinforces what many of us already felt: Pittsburgh nailed this draft. 2 picks stood out for Sharp, and for good reason. Caleb Johnson at number 83 and Jack Sawyer at number 123. They were taken at outstanding value and bring high upside with immediate roster impact potential. Johnson is a smart, balanced defensive lineman who can help anchor the run game. Sawyer? A TJ Watt prototype might end up being the steal of day 3. Then there's Will Howard, the potential franchise quarterback taken in the 6th round. Insane NFL comparison verifies Steelers' gem selection in 2025 NFL Draft. Heading into the 2025 NFL Draft, I was dead set on the idea that the Pittsburgh Steelers would walk away with an obvious name at quarterback, maybe someone like Shedeur Sanders or Jalen Milroe. But Will Howard? He was not on my radar. But sometimes, the move you never expect ends up changing everything. I must admit, I was wrong. I am glad I was. The Steelers waited patiently and scooped up Howard in the 6th round at pick number 185. While other teams scrambled for flashy names early on, Omar Khan stuck to the blueprint, loading up on big, physical prospects before finally adding Howard, a true winner and, maybe, the best-kept secret of the draft. Howard's resume speaks volumes. A national champion with Ohio State and a Big 12 title run with Kansas State? That's rare. But what caught my attention was something John Gruden said during Gruden Camp. He compared Will Howard to Josh Allen. At first, I laughed it off. But then I watched the tape. The build, the athleticism, the arm strength, the off-script mobility, it's not a ridiculous take. Howard stands 6 feet 4 inches, 231 pounds, and is dubbed a dual-threat QB. He has deceptive wheels and isn't afraid to put his body on the line. His game flashes moments of Allen's raw physicality and creative playmaking. It is lofty praise, but it is not just about talent. It is about his mentality. Howard has an infectious energy. He is that guy in the huddle you want to follow. He brings the vocal leadership of Russell Wilson, with a pinch of Ben Roethlisberger's on-field composure. That kind of combo is rare, especially for a sixth-rounder. I do not expect Howard to be thrown into the fire immediately. He needs time. But if the Steelers do things right, develop him under a winning system and surround him with talent, he could become something special. When was the last time we felt hopeful about a rookie Steelers quarterback? Will Howard isn't just a lottery pick. He's a piece of the bigger picture. If that Josh Allen comparison ever materializes, the league better be on alert. That kind of value is hard to find, and Sharp agreed. While the QB class didn't blow anyone away, Howard fits Pittsburgh's mold: tough, coachable, and unafraid of the moment. I think this was one of the quietest but most important moves of the draft. You do not find starters that late unless your scouting department does its homework. The Steelers did. Sharp was less enthusiastic about the trade with Kansas City, the move that brought Iowa's Yahya Black. He ranked it 9th in terms of overrated trades. But I'd push back. Black brings exactly what the Steelers wanted to re-establish: size, power, and a defensive mentality. It's not about winning the trade on paper. It's about getting your guy. I think Warren Sharp was right to praise Pittsburgh's draft. But even with the minor criticism, I'd call it a masterclass by Tomlin and Kahn. They didn't just draft players, they drafted identity. Will Howard, I was hoping Steelers would draft me. The Pittsburgh Steelers were all but certainly going to add a quarterback in the 2025 NFL Draft. And while many thought that quarterback would come with their first pick on day 3 in the 4th round, the Steelers waited until the 6th round and took Ohio State quarterback Will Howard. Speaking on a conference call with the media, the national champion quarterback was asked about how long the 3-day process was and how it felt to find out he was a Steeler. "It's been long," Howard said. "But I'm not going to lie, it's not when, it's where." And that was what I kept saying to myself. I had to trust in God and believe that He had a plan for me, and that the right team was going to pick me. And I think 100% the right team picked me. I'm a Pennsylvania kid, it just makes a lot of sense. And the Steelers, I feel like, is an organization that I've had a lot of respect for a lot of years. Coming into this process, I was honestly hoping that the Steelers would take me just because I felt like it was a great situation. The Ohio State product will likely be the number 3 quarterback this season behind a likely signing soon Aaron Rodgers and Mason Rudolph. Should the Steelers feel confident in Howard enough to make him the primary backup after Rudolph's 2-year deal is up, then that would be a job well done. And you, fan? What do you think about Will Howard's situation? Write to us in the comments.